of a businessman
Okay.
than an archivist.
Yes.
You're a solutions provider.
Yeah. So I have really learned a lot,
Mm-hmm.
and I have noted a few innovations down
Okay.
that I would recommend to the real players, the key players of department that I consult for this area. In the case of Mr. Lee and Mr.
Good.
Benedict.
Yeah.
So for me, the whole session is so educative and satisfactory.
Okay. Thanks.
I look forward to similar
Yeah.
sessions.
Okay.
That is it. I'm just looking.
Grace, did you have a good day? Excellent. Anything to add? Or okay.
It's okay.
Great. So I think for me, yesterday was always going to be a little bit hard because you're playing catch up. You're learning as we get into these conversations about all the different elements of the archive. So my suspicion is that on Friday you'll look back at the conversation on Monday about the transfer process and how we work with government departments and have a different view of that conversation because you'll know more about the other things that we do. So it will have more context. It's always hard at the start when you're starting the process. You've got to learn a lot of things to make it, to understand it. And I think today we got to the next level. So yesterday was the start of it. We asked lots of questions to try and figure out what was going on. Today, and when we saw, I think going around and looking at things made a big difference. You can see the process. You can see things happening. That makes a difference. It helps understanding a little bit. So you get more information. So the conversation this afternoon was more interesting because you've now got some background. I think when we have the conversation, I think tomorrow about digital archives, that will be maybe another starting point, but also a really interesting evolution of you've seen how we manage the paper record, now how do we manage the digital version of that record? And then when we talk about education, that's also kind of in the context of how we use the archive to tell other stories and to work with other audiences. So I think the more we do, the further we get into the week, the more each different conversation will be, I think, more relevant. You'll get more out of it because you'll have more information yourselves about what we're talking about. I think it's a good mix to try and get up and walk around a little bit. If we spend all day in one room, that's hard.
That's hard, yeah.
So it's nice to stretch our legs and see things that happen. So tomorrow is going to be a little bit different because tomorrow we're going out on an adventure into London. So we're going to visit the London Metropolitan Archive to see how they do things. And then we'll come back here for the afternoon, and I think the afternoon is